Well, as you can see, the theater is not the best kept. You need the money to throw at it. You also need the people to actually do the things, actually help out here. Again, we have a very small group of people that generally you'll have 6 of us, like 1 at the door, 2 in the snack bar, 1 making sure the film's right, and another 1 doing damage control, running about.
As the SOS group has come to find out and learning how to run a drive-in, it's not as simple as coming in and getting a Coke out of the concession stand. It's far more complicated. You got to mow the drive-in. It's beautiful, it's grass, but it's got to be mowed once a week. There's so many things, maintenance things, being able to order the film, get it in, put it up on the screen is quite complicated. To collect tickets, run the concession stand. You can run through an awful lot of volunteers in the 7-day-a-week operation. Since we had so much publicity in the beginning when we were trying to save it, and it was real that it might close down. That's still real. At the end of August, we came to a realization that we were running through our stockpile of money, only earning about 80% of what it took to operate per weekend. And our income, basically because we were running historic movies and trying to get publicity out there and draw that part of the public, has been only supporting us to the tune of about 75 to 80% of the cost of the movies and the operation of the drive-in.
We really want to save this and make it something really unique, and we want to make it like a museum, kind of a, you know, so nobody forgets, because people have already forgotten what the drive-in is all about. You know, they don't even know.
There's a kind of magic here. We've had our pitfalls, we've had our little disasters along the way, but again, there's a kind of magic here. When you're out here and you're watching those movies on that screen, and you're seeing these wacky people and having this fun experience, it's something we have to preserve. And everyone who comes out here, I think, feels it. And I think it will continue to grow, and we've just got to keep fighting the good fight. It's tough.
We have 3 drive-in guard dogs, Bonnie, Clyde, and Fluffy. And Clyde's probably the nicest once he knows you, but he's also the one that eats people when they come in the door. He bit 2 people, I think, last month. Yeah, one of them was news reporter Trey Thomas.
These are the most decisive 2 weeks of the Star-Lite's history. It all depends on this weekend and the next, and of course the intervening days. If we don't make a considerable amount of money, this is the end, essentially, because there's never been a time where more time and effort has gone into putting things up here. We've had more press in the last week than the Star-Lite has had in history almost, and we're never going to get stronger events, most likely. We're never going to get, I mean, we're out on a limb financially.
I've never seen so much concentrated effort to save a place like that has been behind here. Watching this group and their efforts at night, at the end of the night, when the movie's about to end and they're maybe they're out in their chairs or sitting by their cars, kind of like, they're kind of exhausted, they've been working all day, and just watching the people that come here and helping them out, that's been my memory. That's been my memory of this place. That'll always be with me.
I'm drawn to the drive-in because it's such a uniquely American thing, and I love the theater, I love movies, but it's like the drive-in is so unique, and you can do anything here, and it's the perfect place to do like blood wrestling, or, you know, we're going to have the Spook Show next weekend, and we want to do all kinds of themed parties, make it a whole event with bands, and you can have all sorts of different media, you know, and it's not all about films. It's the whole experience.
And here we have the theremin, which I'll be playing while the wrestlers go about their ghastly ordeal. This is an instrument you've heard in many a drive-in film. This is possibly the first known incidents, definitely the first incidents in Orlando of a theremin being played at a drive-in. It's very popular in science fiction films of the eras in which we're dealing with here. It's played by moving your hands within the air. It was invented in the 20s by a Russian inventor named Leon Theremin, thus the name. And again, his instrument was used and misused throughout the years. Here's a demonstration of how it works. and so on. Essentially, you don't touch it, you just move it through magnetic fields. It gives an otherworldly effect, which I'm hoping will spill over into our other events going on here tonight.
After the band, if all goes well and the wind is coming from the east, we will bring to you live, or actually undead, vampire blood wrestling. Can somebody say, oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
I said, oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Half-naked girls wrestling in blood. Can you hear it? And ladies, if you think that this is only for the men, remember, if they're revved up, they're going home with you, aren't they?